So here's an example of synthetic division. It's a kind of a shortcut to long division, and we can do it if we're going to divide by a binomial of the form x minus c over here. And we set it up where whatever this is, if this is a negative c, then it's going to be c going to go over here, all right? And if this was positive c, then it would be negative c. So it's of that form. It's the opposite, the sign over here, whatever c is, when it's in this form x minus c. So first of all, it's a real simple process. So what we do is we just write the c. In this case, it's going to be x minus 3, so my c will be 3, so I'll put 3 over here. Then you can make a little corner here like this. Sometimes they do it like this. And then what you'll do is you'll just write the coefficients of all the terms and make sure that we have placeholders in case we're missing descending powers, but we aren't here because we've got 3, 2, 1, 0. So 2, negative 10, plus 9, plus 15. And like I said, the descending powers are like x to the third, x to the second, x to the first, and x to the 0, which is 1. And then you just draw a horizontal line below this. And then you're ready to go. So what you do first of all is you just bring down this 2, the first number, always just bring it straight down, and then you just multiply by c, so times 3, and then you put that number over here. So what's 2 times 3? 6. And then you just add. And what's negative 10 plus 6? That's negative 4. Then you multiply by 3 again, times 3. And that's going to be negative 12, and you put that right up here. Then you add, and negative 12 plus 9 is negative 3. And then you multiply that by 3 again, and put that number over here. And that's going to be negative 3 times 3 is negative 9. And then you add those and you get 6. And that's your last term, so that's going to be your remainder. So you can put a little line here. And that's going to be your remainder. Now, when you divide by 1 power of x, you're going to reduce this by 1 power. So now when we rewrite this, this will be x squared, x, and x to the 0. So we're reducing it by 1 power because we divided by 1 power. So this is going to end up being 2x squared, because we started with cubes, so we're down 1, minus 10x plus 9. So that's going to be your quotient, plus the remainder of 6 over the divisor, which was x minus 3. So that's this answer. In other words, this 2x cubed minus 10x squared plus 9x plus 15 divided by x minus 3 equals that. That's all you have to do. Now, we talked about this before. If we do have a remainder, if we wanted to evaluate this function, let's say we had a function here, and this was f of x equaled 2x cubed minus 10x squared plus 9x plus 15, and this process is sometimes called synthetic substitution. If I wanted to evaluate f of 3, and I put that in, so every time I saw an x, I would put a 3. Oops. Sorry about that. Let me fix this real quick here. I use ink so it's easier for you to see it, but then it's a little bit harder if I make an error. Okay, plus. Okay, and then this is f of 3, so every time I see an x, I put a 3. Let that dry a little bit. Then we have f of 3 equals And what's 3 times 3 is 9 times 3 is 27. What's 2 times 27? That's 54. Minus, no, I guess I can put this in now. This is 3. And that's squared. Pardon me. And 3 squared is 9. 10 times 9 is 90. And 9 times 3 is 27. Plus 15. And then if we add 54, 27 to 15, I can do it by 5, 12, 16. Carry 1, 2, 3, 4, 9. So I get 96 minus 90. And that equals what? 6. So f of 3 equals 6. I'm sorry. There I go again. F of 3 equals 6. And that's what we get if we evaluate. So that's sometimes called, what we call that is sometimes synthetic substitution. Sometimes it's easier to just do this and look at your remainder rather than go through this process, especially when these numbers are very high powers. So f of 3 equals 6. So again, that's sometimes called synthetic substitution. Okay, so you should be aware of both these processes. This is synthetic division and synthetic substitution. So if we want to evaluate a function at like 4, it might be easier. If we want to find f of 4, then we can just divide by 4, and then what our remainder would be, that would be that. Okay? So if that makes sense.